Alright, what's going on, guys? I have another algorithm for you. I know I didn't upload a video yesterday, but check it out. 32 out of 150. So I'm like about, what, like a fifth of the way through? It's not too bad. Seeing how I only started this maybe 2 weeks ago. Granted, some of the questions I had already answered in the past, and I'm not going to answer them twice. So, I had pretty much every easy one in strings and all besides like the data structures I need to study up on a little bit more, like linked lists and other things in that manner, binary trees and those things. But I pretty much have like almost all the easy stuff knocked out. Ooh, well, linked list, binary tree. So I think I might try to either learn about linked lists and knock out a bunch of those easy ones, or learn about binary trees and just knock out a bunch of them, or maybe try and work on some of these harder ones. It probably just will be how I feel on the day. Um, Another reason why I actually did this puzzle much earlier in the day, but I never went about uploading it. I've been trying to learn some Angular, so I did a lot of that today, and that's pretty cool. So then that'll be one more thing I can add to my portfolio. Then I'm gonna try and do some .NET, some ASP.NET stuff, and add that to my portfolio. So then I think I'll have pretty much everything that I need on there. So far, I'm liking C# more than I like Java. I can see why people pretty much say it's a better Java, because I mean they are very similar, but there's just some things that you can do, and I just like how not everything has to be a method. You can do a lot more stuff with brackets. You can just declare empty brackets to initialize an empty array. I have not. That was for a list, I think, actually, but I don't think I have initialized an empty array. So in C#, yeah, I haven't had the need to. So I'm actually probably looking at that real fast. I'm gonna pause it. Well, I actually instantly sat down and then I thought about it for 5 seconds. I'm like, well, that's actually really obvious because it's written a little bit more intuitively if you come from JavaScript compared to Java. Because, well, I mean, that'd be it. You don't have to do the weird. I just feel like it's much more intuitive. I'm liking this a little bit more than I like Java. And I messed around with Kotlin a little bit, and I like Kotlin. But there's not nearly as many Kotlin jobs out there. So I think I'm actually going to go with .NET. Try and go .NET and Angular and try and find a job in that, which there's a lot of them out there. And I know React too, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, I'll go ahead and go to the problem I'm on right now. So I'm given a sorted array, A through B. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to create ranges. There's strings with the floor and the ceiling brought about with an arrow. If if it's just a singular one and it doesn't create a chain, you just put a blank one like that and you return it in one big array. In my case, I think it said for me to return it in I think it's having me return it in a iList, which is an implementation of lists. So I just returned a regular list and I accepted it. Alright, so I had ranges, which was my empty list. And it's a really easy initialization. So then I have a couple base cases. If it's length of 0, length of 1, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add that string to our ranges and we're just going to return it. Or if it's empty, we're just going to return the empty ranges. So then I have it set up so it starts iterating on ones. So we have our range set up as the 0 and our comparison number as 2 because it's important to know, you're trying to find the numbers in the range, and we're only trying to iterate through it once. Which I did only iterate it through it once, but I have a bunch of if statements. I have an if else with an if else nested in that, and then I have an if with an if else. So there's probably a much more efficient way of writing this, but this was the approach that I took. It's just the nested if statements, they kind of look ugly. I think there's probably something better, but it works. So we loop through starting at index 1, and we go until the very last index. And then we're going to iterate I just one time for each loop. Then if comparison number plus 1 does not equal nums I. So this is if there's a break in the sequencing. We're going to see if nums1 minus, if we go 1 back and we parse it, if the number equals the parsed range. So in other words, we're trying to figure out if it actually had a chain at all, or if it's a singular number like how we viewed before. Here, let me pull up the LeetCode. If it's like a number like this. So that's what we're checking for right there. And if it is, then we add that to the range, and then we set up the next range. Or else we're gonna create the arrow, and then we're gonna add the value in the nums to range. So we're gonna create a new one of these numbers. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize my VS Code wasn't out. So I was talking about this part right here. This one will create that if we have a break in the sequencing and it was a chain. Else, we're just going to make comparison number go up because we're going to end up comparing that to the next number to see if it continues the chain. But if it is the last number in the for loop, we're going to see if it's a lone number once again, and if it is, we're just going to add that to the range. Otherwise, we're going to create the chain, and we're going to add that to the range. We're going to get out of the loop, and then we're going to return ranges. Simple as that. And then we can run it real quick. Let me show this. I was using this little snippet of code to print out Alright. It's running. Oh. See, I was using this code to print it. So, I should have known that was going to happen. My bad, guys. And I don't think that needs to be in the loop. It just needs to be right here. Probably can't. Probably have to get this way. Alright. Let's try that again. There you go. So there's a 0, 2 through 4, and a 6. There should have been an 8 and a 9 too. I think I was tinkering with the code a little bit, but obviously I can just copy and paste the code I got on my LeetCode here. Because that one is obviously right, because I solved it. Oops. There we go. See? Voila. I told you I wasn't crazy. I probably started tinkering with it, and I didn't realize I messed it up. But I had the right solution. So, thanks, guys. You all have a nice night.